Hey guys, you're watching BTEX. Huawei's just announced the Mate 9 for general release, and it's going to come with Amazon Alexa. Now, the Mate 9 was purported because of the Kirin 960 chipset inside to last for months and months and months. And I've had this for 2 months and I've been using it, and you're watching my full review after 2 whole months. Kicking off with the design, and this is a very good looking phone with minimal surface area considering how big the screen is, 5.9 inches. It's a similar kind of size to an iPhone 7 Plus. Feels very good in the hand. It is a big phone, so bear that in mind, but Huawei does make great use of space. You've got a USB-C at the base and an IR blaster at the top. They're two highlights in terms of connections, and you've also got a blasted metal back, brushed metal finish, nice chamfered edges. It feels like an expensive phone, and it is at £549. But at least you get what you pay for, and what you also get is nice value add in the box in the form of a case, which form fits pretty beautifully. So if I whack that on, you can see it doesn't add too much size while still managing to protect your Huawei Mate 9. And one thing I didn't mention, below the glass, I've got the mocha brown version, there's a nice patterning which makes it look that little bit more unique and premium. Talking about the screen, and you've got a really nice superficial Full HD IPS panel. If I jump into the settings, you can see I can also customize the color temperature to suit it perfectly to my eyes, and there's also eye comfort mode as well, which is a blue light filter. It looks great, nice and sharp, 373 pixels per inch. Now this isn't Quad HD, but I don't mind that much at all. Bright superficial is really the priority for me. So generally for the design and the display, Huawei gets a massive thumbs up. The Huawei Mate 9 runs Android 7 with EMUI 5, so the latest version of everything, and it's better than it's ever been. Now, there are some old favorites I love about EMUI. So for example, if I pinch out, I can select multiple applications and I can drag them, and organizing my home screen is easier on this UI than on any other UI, and that includes stock Android, hands down. So a lot of hate that EMUI gets, I feel, is unwarranted because people don't talk about good stuff quite so much. But with EMUI 5, you also get some other cool advantages, such as if you see next to my Tinder application, you've got Facebook and Facebook too. I have my Facebook profile, and I've also got a secondary one which I can then log into. So you can have two accounts. You can have the same for WhatsApp as well. No other operating system UI adopts that kind of stuff. What you can also see is a new improved notifications and quick toggles menu at the top. It is much more stock, not quite stock Android 7, but still it's very cool that Huawei's adopted that, and you've got the old favorite, which is the universal search in there as well. What's more, like I said earlier, the fingerprint scanner does adopt gestures, so it adopts them right through from pulling down the notifications tray to the gallery, in which you can swipe through by a left and right swipe of the scanner. So generally speaking, after 2 months with no slowdown on this thing as well across the UI, and a very good UI at the heart of it, I'm still as impressed as I was the first day I got my mitts on this thing. As far as the camera goes, you've got one of the best imaging experiences on here, on any smartphone around. Tons of shooting modes. You've got very quick to change settings, and you can pull in for manual mode from the right hand side. You can also expect the out of the box wide aperture mode for those blurry backgrounds and sharp foregrounds, and you can see it works very well. It's also more versatile than the portrait mode offered on the iPhone. After you've actually taken the picture, you can retrospectively focus on a different part of the picture and even change the extent to which the phone blurs everything out. What's more, there are also a whole bunch of settings to add a little bit more drama to the pictures that you take in wide aperture mode. So I absolutely love this. I use it all the time, and while it's not always in great light, quite as good as the iPhone, it's definitely much more flexible. What you can expect from the picture quality in itself without the wide aperture mode is exceptional performance. Blacks are a little bit worse, a bit more exposed than on an iPhone, and as a result of being more exposed, they're a little bit grainier, but the lights are definitely picked up better with more detail in them. The zoom is also categorically better when it comes to detail than the iPhone, because it's got image stabilization across the zoom length, whereas a 2x zoom on the iPhone 7 Plus isn't image stabilized. So ultimately you end up with a very good photography camera and a very good video camera. You can see you can record up to 4K resolution. It looks fantastic. The image stabilization kicks in nicely. Comparable to an iPhone 7 Plus, but what is very good compared to the iPhone is the microphone recording. The audio recording on this thing is truly exceptional. It's got 4 mics, and boy does it make a difference, and it records directionally as well in true stereo, so different levels on the left and the right. It has an 8 megapixel f1.9 selfie camera, and it can even record beauty video mode. It lets a lot of light in, it does a decent job in low light as you can see, and photo quality is decent. It also focuses very well in good light and is really nice and sharp whatever distance you are, because it has autofocus. So again, front camera, thumbs up Huawei. When it comes to gaming, you've got a really good performing screen on here. It's responsive, and also all that size is exceptional. You've got stereo speakers that you're not going to cover up, and the Kirin 960 paired with 4 gig of RAM and 2 benchmarks, so 118,000 or thereabouts. Geekbench multi-cores 5,825. 64 gig internal storage plus an SD card. Yeah, this could be one of the best gaming devices around. I'm sure you can see just how good this looks. And with a game like Soul Calibur, which really benefits from a big screen as far as the on-screen controls go, I am loving life right now. Final couple of points to talk about. Connections, well, this has everything, so there's not really that much to talk about. IR blaster at the top and that USB-C at the base, and that 4,000 milliamp battery keeps you juiced up for a full day. So 2 months in, would I get a Huawei Mate 9? Abso-freaking-lutely. If you can handle the size, it's one of the best phones on the market. Plus that 4,000 milliamp battery charges super quickly thanks to Huawei's supercharged technology. If you're thinking of alternatives, you could consider the large capacity Google Pixel XL, or you could consider an iPhone 7 Plus. What you can also consider is the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, but none of those have as big a screen as this, as good battery, as generous storage for the amount of money that you're going to be paying for this thing, except for maybe the S7 Edge right about now, which also has waterproofing over this, but it doesn't have a USB-C under the hood. Let us know what you think in the comments section below, and if you like this video, click that thumbs up button, like the channel, subscribe. It's how you're going to stay on top of everything that we do. Thanks for watching Beat It.